Imagine a world that is a secret place where nothing is impossible. That is sort of the tagline for Tomorrowland starring George Clooney, which recently premiered at New York Comic Con. Let's take a quick look.
No way.
A miraculous place where you could actually change the world. You want to go?
It's Pirates of the Caribbean 5. No, it's Tomorrowland, somewhat vaguely based on the Disneyland area of the same name. It gives me big vibes of Narnia, maybe Meet the Robertsons, which is another Disney movie that didn't really take off so well.
It was really good.
Wizard of Oz. It's just, I really was. I think it looks pretty fun. It looks good to imagine about. But you had this quote from Damon Lindelof, which changed my mind like immediately on a dime.
I have some questions. Okay, I just have some questions about this trailer. Listen, I'm as big a Disney fan as you'll ever meet. I love Disney and Pixar, and I am excited about this movie in a lot of ways, but after hearing this, I was slightly concerned. Damon Lindelof says, what Hogwarts is to magic, Tomorrowland is to science.
No.
Nope. They are both easy to find if you're a wizard and very difficult to find if you're a muggle. Walt Disney is not a character in our movie, but he's referenced as having some involvement in this mysterious place called Tomorrowland as a huge futurist and aficionado of space travel, rocketry, cities of the future, and space travel. Which, he just said that, but
to be fair, space travel is kind of a big deal.
pretty important. Maybe merits
It's worth
two.
saying twice.
Worth saying twice. I worry that, I just have so many questions. Okay, so she picks up the pin and all of a sudden she's in this wheat field. First of all, does she just disappear from the jail?
That's what the reaction I wanted. Everybody else watching her touch and not touch in this holding cell room.
I imagined her passing out, like her body just going prone and limp, and
then
then with her
isn't she gonna
consciousness
show up in a
elsewhere.
hospital somewhere?
What is happening to her?
Does she just disappear? Is she so invisible to people? As a juvenile delinquent, because obviously she's getting out of some facility. Is she so invisible to people that she just disappears? I'm very confused by this.
But plot holes aside, how do you feel about this movie? Because when I saw it, the trailer, I thought, wow, this is really cool to think about, a place where innovation can happen unhindered and free, and you can think about anything you want and use the engineering and science to make it happen. But it seems like there's a confusion between science and magic science.
Yeah, Damon Lindelof really likes magic science, and it's just very strange to me that he would make this comparison of Hogwarts to magic and then we're this to science. This movie does not seem steeped in scientific accuracy to me. I don't know.
There's a lot of negativity in this room. You guys are hating
I'm
a lot.
gonna see it. I'm gonna go see it.
People love to hate on Damon Lindelof, which
They
I
do.
understand.
It's a national pastime.
But that dude made a great show. You could say what you want about
Did he,
Lost.
though?
No,
Did
he
he?
did.
Come on.
Come on, that show was
ending-
wildly popular and it was wildly good, and people hate on the last season, but that was a good show.
Okay, all right.
He is a world builder.
I didn't watch
And,
Lost.
and forget about Lindelof for a second. Motherfucking Brad Bird. When has he
Brad Bird.
ever done something bad?
I don't disagree with that. And he was very good with Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, sort of building out this kind of very large, epic scale kind of action movie. So I have confidence in that.
Right. I feel as though most of the people involved with this project have earned a level of trust, at least with me.
Except for Damon Lindelof.
See, still.
Okay, listen, Ashley and I just had this conversation, which was, okay, you can love something and you can trust something, but you shouldn't always just accept verbatim what it is. And I don't care about Damon Lindelof, to be honest, and I like Brad Bird, but fine, whatever. I wanted to judge this piece as it was, and it was hard for me to do with that quote in mind later about, muggles and what is a science wizard. I don't know. Is it magic? I worry that
Seems
there's
like magic. She picked up a pin and suddenly was not in the real world anymore.
What's that quote? I'm gonna murder it because I don't know it off the top of my head. But any sufficient level of technology advanced far enough becomes indistinguishable from magic.
Okay, all right. If it's that, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just so technologically advanced I can't wrap my tiny 2014 brain around it.
They're either gonna treat the science seriously or they're gonna be like, this is a whole lot of science and you're just gonna have to trust me.
It looks like magic, but since it's 100 years in the future, it's science. Maybe that's what they're going for. You know what? Let's call it the direct sequel to Interstellar. Can we just do that?
It definitely is riding that Interstellar awe and wonder vibe.
Let's just ride that train right all the way to the end.
Do you think it cheapens the message, though, and cheapens the notion of science and what it represents and what it means to mankind? Because I feel it has committed an egregious sin, at least with that line right there.
I mean, okay, so you said that very nice, eloquent quote, and I think that if
totally
we were to,
not right.
If I were to take this back in time 100 years, this would be magic. I mean, so I get it. I mean, maybe, like I said, these are technological advances that I just don't understand.
Stuff
in
like
2014.
a magnet is magic in its own kind of way. I mean, the other thing you sort of have to take with a grain of salt is that we're basing this movie off of a Disneyland park.
It's Disney, yeah.
Type place, which is Tomorrowland, but like 1960s and 70s Tomorrowland,
Atomic
which
Tomorrowland.
looks like the 80s, but through the lens of.
Tomorrowland is also one of the weirdest places in Disneyland.
It is.
It has. That's where, for some reason, Thor and Captain America are there, and it's just this really strange hodgepodge of things that don't really go together. And why is Finding Nemo right there? And this does seem like not really. It seems very tertially related to Tomorrowland that we know of.
So was Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, it was.
I think you might be right. I mean, I think I'm with you in that I have a feeling it's sort of, it's Disney. So I think we all kind of have to sort of take the magical science realism with a grain of salt because it is Disney and that's what they peddle is magic. So
yes, but one of the
But this
great
time
things
it's
about
science magic.
fantasy is that it's not all, completely outlandish. There are going to be grains of things that you could see and be like, oh, I understand this concept now of accepting others, or I understand this concept of working together. But I think when you mess with something like science so far, it's not a good thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading way too far into what Damon Lindelof said at Comic-Con.
And perhaps we take teaser trailers just a little bit too seriously. This was just supposed to evoke a reaction and get people talking about stuff, and
it did.
critiquing it like we've seen the whole movie and
True.
we don't
Very
know
true.
anything about it.
I'm just, I think more than anything, what do you think was going on? It appears, George Clooney's character, as he's talking, there's all this horrible stuff happening right behind him and all these monitors as if he's watching the entire
And the
world.
little tube clock thing that I love.
Yeah,
So it
I want
doesn't
to
look
know.
like Tomorrowland.
I want to know what's going on with that. I'm really interested in that.
Teaser trailer successful.
Maybe it's sort of like the Matrix where everything seems fine, but
He's the
underneath
architect.
it's horrible and scary.
And this girl's gonna save everything. I don't know. I'm really curious.
All I know is that if George Clooney asks me if I want to go someplace, I do. I want to go with you, George.
What do you think of the Tomorrowland trailer? We will, of course, put a link in the description below to the full trailer. Can't show the whole thing here. And what do you think it portends? How do you feel about the balance between science and magic science? Or have we just taken this too far and too seriously? But I think not too seriously enough, sorta. Let us know what you think below in the comments, and please be sure to subscribe.